Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanne. Thank you for joining me. So we've got hello Harrison, hello Auntie Terry. How are you? I hope you're doing well. So I actually was looking at something, and I've changed the title of this a couple of times. I don't know whether I'm going to change it again, but I wanted to look at some stuff. Sorry, I've got ink all over my hands. I've been trying to re-ink a fountain pen. Hasn't I've been a bit messy on that, but I have been looking at some stuff today, and not only has KJ's views gone down, she's actually been she's deleted her Ruby Frankie video that didn't actually get any views, and she lost 23,000 views. So we're going to look at that. She did a live today entitled Sister Wives' Biggest Secrets Exposed. Never seen before video that Kaite and wives never want to public. This is about the AUB, but she goes on and insults some Mormons, some LDS people. Kaite confirms that Kaite is the goose that lays the golden egg. There's been so much happening today. And I have got a whole pile of tabs open, a whole lot of tabs open, and I don't know where to start. Shall we just start with her views and look at the video that she deleted? Now, there is a website called playbook.co. Playbook.co is a very interesting one because she also made 100 100 Australian dollars to live. So this is when we're going to find out what video she actually deleted. And I've got slow mode on, but I can take that off. Or one, hello Anna, or one of my, I don't have any mods. I mean, KJ waited until she couldn't go live until she had a mod. So I don't know if I've got one here, but I'll take off slow mode at the moment. So let me just do that for you. So, live chat's on. And there we go. You should be able to post as normal now. So this is what we get. Now we see that her subscribers ranking is on a downward trend. This one here, average video views. Now it says 88,674, very low. Only 24.4% of her subscribers actually watch her videos. Now it says here the average number of views for channels with similar subscribers is in fact 303,000. So with 360,000 subscribers, they're saying she should be getting about 300,000 views. Okay, so it's a very low. Her engagement is fairly high. It says usually her engagement is high. Her comment rate is sitting at 0.79. Her live stream, her highest viewers is high. Average viewers is high. Total live streams, 1,193 times 2 years ago last streamed. So this, but today's revenue, $101 Australian. There were 11 chats that averaged $9 a chat, and she's in the total revenue that she's earned is 25,000 approximately. Now the views growth, look at the views. It's a very slow, very slow. This is the video that she did today. This is the live stream one that she did today, and these are all her keywords and her views with her total views, her subscribers. It looks like a staircase, and there's her information where she says that she's a multimedia digital creator. Okay, now this is where we get interesting. When we go to videos, this is why Playbook's very, very interesting. Here's the videos. We go down here. Ruby and Jody get karma deleted. And so you actually see all the videos that have been deleted. So we keep going down. Imagine if she had to delete all her Brown family videos. She'd have no views. And it's interesting, she got 41,000 for this last one on Ruby Frankie. But you can see all her videos that they deleted through this as well. So that's interesting. So and then we've got super chats, lives, views. So we're going to look at, so we can look at duration, 60 seconds or more, 61 seconds, 3 minutes. So we're going to look at all the premieres that she's done, all the premiered videos, okay? So we got Daughters of the Cult here. So remember, she deleted her Dre and Von McRae. She deleted Dre and Von McRae's ones. She deleted her Chrisley ones. So this shows you the titles of all the videos that have been deleted. Also shows you what super chats she got. So this was the tea I was talking about, Terry, the fact that she's deleted a video recently. So so that's that one. Okay, so that was on the 11th of the 7th, 2022, and the 10th of the 6th, 2022. That was Chrisley. So if we go to live stream, so they were premieres. Another one, her live streams. Von and Dre McRae full police report. That was deleted. So she deleted all her Von McRae stuff. It has all been deleted from her channel. So look at them all. And all her Todd Chrisley videos have been deleted. And it's all there. Which is interesting because she was getting 60-odd K views, which was more views than what she's getting now. So there's that one. So, and then you go to uploads. Let me get rid of these. And then these are her uploads. And again, Ruby and Jodie get their karma. Hello, short order. So is that the one that she was having trouble with the algorithm, the 21st of the 2nd, 2024? Because if that's the one that she was having trouble with, she deleted it, which I thought was very interesting. Did she delete them because she's making money onto them, or do you think something's up? I don't know. I don't know why she deleted that one. That's why I said it was very interesting. Now, this is where we get interesting. This is views, and this is how I picked up she deleted a video. Because what we do is, you can see, and then here, on Wednesday, the 21st of the 2nd, just this week, she had minus 22,000 views. So if you look down here, she's go down to the bottom. So this is today, the 25th. So she's had 62,000 views. 24th, 107,000 views. This is total. 69,000 views. On the 22nd, 211,000. On the 21st, minus 22,380. Now, it says, when some videos are deleted from a channel, the total number of views of the channel decreases by the number of deleted videos. And then on the 20th, she had 87 views. The 19th, she had 130,000 views. She's had, on the 15th of the 2nd, she had a total of 201,000 views for the day. So that's very interesting. So this is a site called Hello Now. So this shows that she deleted a video on the 21st. So we know it's about Ruby. We know it's the Frankie video based on this. She's been told lots of stuff, Terry, based on this. Ruby and Jodie get their karma. So that's been deleted. This is what I like playboard for, because hello Lulu B, because it actually tells it all. So yeah, so subscribers, it shows us the subscribe. I mean, how it just is stagnant. She's still getting 1,000 subscribers every week. And it looks like it's regular. Although she hasn't had any new subscribers since the 9th of February. She's been on 364,000 since the 9th of February. So she won't have liked that, which is why she made her live stream subscribers only, I would suspect. So then you can find out the super chats. You click on super chats. So she got, as I said, this is in Australian dollars because this is my currency. But today she got approximately 101 Australian dollars. So, yeah. So that is that. So now, just to show you, just you know, I'm going to put mine in because I've got, you know, just mine's nothing. But I just love that it says it's not the amount of subscribers and everything. You know, only she's got very low subscriber engagement. This is me. Oh, look, I'm down. Oh, look, I went down. Woo! And I've come out and I'm coming up again. So again, that's mine and my subscriber count. So I can do videos. Here's my videos. Oh, look, there's no videos to display. Interesting. Yeah, no super chats. Not, that's okay. My videos, my views on my videos, you can see they're very low. Great. I'm grateful that lots of people watch them. They've picked up a little bit. So, you know, I'm getting over 500 a day at the moment. I'm happy with that. Some are doing better than others. I'm trying to post regularly. Subscribers. Look at that. I don't know if she makes money on blocked people. No. Oh, look at that. Woo! Total subscribers down, and then we've got up and up and up. -10. I keep losing. I lost subscribers regularly there for a while. -10, +10. -10. It was annoying because I would lose all these subscribers every month. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, so that's mine in comparison. But it just gives a nice little breakdown. Of stuff. Made about $65, did she? We'll just put that in there. So that's Playboard. So as I said, I just noticed that she's deleted one of her videos, which was about 20,000 views. So here we go. So it's this is the one that I like. Average video views. 24.4% of subscribers watch her channel, which is not really big engagement, is it? In my opinion. Here I am. So that's Playboard. Now, she also has posted about Mary. Oh, yeah. So let's look at her posts today. So this live stream that she said she had this exclusive footage of, she actually had to blur it out because the last time she showed the footage, she got a cease and desist. So how can you say you're going to show exclusive footage if you can't show the exclusive footage? I love it, right? I've got exclusive footage to show you, but I can't show it to you. I've got to blur it all out. So this is, let me remove my mug from here. Oops. Okay, remove my mug. So she says, I have some super exciting news. Tonight I'll be delivering never seen before video. Well, she had to blur it all out. From the secretive word of the apostolic United Brethren and details about sister wife involvement in church. These videos have never been seen. She actually got them from the website. What is on those videos? Maybe her legal team said to take them down. I don't know. Short order. They have been provided to me by a former church member. They were all once publicly viewable. So they're not exclusive if they've never... You can't say they've never been seen before if they were publicly viewable. This will be the first ever peak, and she spelled it P-E-A-K. Katie Joy, the use of the word peak in this sentence is P-E-E-K, as in peekaboo, not peak as in mountain peak. This will be the first ever peek, P-E-A-K, into the world that the Brown family made famous. The online chat will be subscribers only, so make sure you subscribe to join at 6 p.m. So there's no comments on that. Then she says exclusive photos from the AUB cult yearbook back in the day. So it's obvious that Christine Decker, it's so exclusive I can't show you. She doesn't hide her stress well, does she? Never seen before, but once publicly viewable, that is new exclusive. Well, actually, what we're seeing is exclusive blurred footage. She says photos from the AUB cult yearbook. Back in the day, Christine and Cody served as chaperones for the AUB youth group in school. While most couples shared photos of the couple, Cody and Christine's photos were individual. Okay. Tonight on my channel, we learned that marriages are arranged and approved by the brethren. Men are only allowed to have or do the deed, the horizontal tango, with women for procreation, and a woman's job is to give man babies. This means most women have no relationship with their husband beyond the moments he shows up to impregnate her. Sister Wives is a fraud. Christine and all the women have profited off promotion of a crime and continue to profit off the promotion of a crime. Check out my channel for more. But it's not a crime in Utah anymore. It's not a crime in Utah, I believe. Someone says, because Cody and Christine were never a couple. And she said, beyond procreation. Maybe her viewers are burnt out hearing about the sister wives. Well, that's what I'm wondering about it as well. Ronelle, maybe they're sick of... I mean, it is a lot of sister wives come to... I don't... Yeah. Someone says, ooh, all the old reds. Yeah. So anyway... Someone had to have given her the yearbook. Then she says Mary Brown dumped her boyfriend after launching him only a month ago. Turns out Amos's 4 ex-wives, clout chasing, lack of employment, bad finances, and an ex-wife that called him a controlling narcissist was enough for her to dump him. So she's shared Mary's post here. Life is a series of experiences. How you handle them, it takes courage to face difficult truths. There are no more sister wives. That's right. She said, just because I care about someone and me does not equate to full compatibility for a long-term relationship. We have different dreams and aspirations, different communication styles and values, different visions for our futures, and these things aren't aligning. It's then that we need to make hard decisions. It's a strange and sad thing to care about someone so deeply, to look beyond the past, because heaven knows we all have one to see the kindness in their eyes and their giving heart and know that a lifelong relationship isn't on the cards. It's only in the dating process that we can come to these realizations. That's what living and dating is all about. When the time is right for me, I'll dip my toes into this process again. I honour and care about the past 4 months, who I spent it with, and while I learned about myself through it, I know what's important for me in a relationship, and I'm confident in myself while I'm single as well. Da, 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 da. Joe, when she was on, she said someone gave her this footage a while ago. Correct me if someone gave us. Yeah, she did say somebody gave us some footage, but I'm not sure what footage it was. She always says someone gave her footage. Oh yeah. So yeah. So she's now, but it's funny because Mary didn't actually address the guy by name. She didn't say anything about him, but KJ definitely went ahead and put all that there. She said she had some secret footage, but I'm assuming that's just Kristen Decker. Oh, Llama Girl has actually, she recorded it, informed us that it was super boring, only just gave us the best bits. So let's have a look. She put in a whole lot of things about never seen before footage. Okay, so we need to look at some of the comments here that were in the stream. And again, thank you to Llama Girl. Big shout out to Llama Girl. And I need to also, we need to go onto the page where the live was, because she also, apparently she blocked somebody. She put somebody in, somebody was put into timeout for asking a question, and they're actually a Mormon. So she says, I can't do the subscribe thing. Something isn't charging my card right. And she said, subscribing is free. Membership is separate. Thank you to everyone that is joining and subscribing. I have been wanting to share these videos, and I likely won't get through everything, so I'll do another one next week. Yes, the video is public. So anyone can watch. In order to chat, you must be a subscriber. Members have access to member-only chats and emojis for this live chat. Antoine King says, I'm surprised KJ doesn't alternate between Sister Wives and the Duggars, but I guess she milked the Duggars dry. Well, she did. And then she says, someone's here's got the surname Baker. She goes, Ashley, are you from the group? I know, there are lots of Bakers. Now, does she mean Baker's surname, or Baker's is in Baker as in baker of bread? Now this, Canis Dearest says, hello everyone, Katie will be on very shortly. In the meantime, make sure you hit the like button. And then she says, I'm almost ready. Then more names for Sub and Robin, she wrote. Oh yes. I was holding up the show for a short time because she needed me to be a mod. My apologies, everyone. Tell me you're desperate without saying you're desperate when you have to force people to subscribe to engage with you. Correct, Renelle, right? So she said, this is waiting to see if one of my mods can be here before going live. Okay, Mr. Crystal Ball is on tap to moderate. He's on tap. Well, that's probably the most action he got for his birthday. He's on tap. And then she says, and then he says, Katie's premortal life. The on tap gets me all the time. Sounds like he's a drink. And then he says, Katie's premortal life was that she was sent down to buy me more guitars. And then she says, this one says, I just signed on to hear you say maybe the river bursting is in his pants, and I just can't. And then she went to freshen her water and left the screen blank. And she says, this will be a longer video and will be live, so replays will not be as nice and as neat as others. I'm working on seeing if a survivor from the group will join me on panel to help me explain what we watch. She couldn't get one. So this is the bit that's interesting. So remember, Toad is moderating for her. Okay. And this is why I'm...
Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Katie Joy. This video has been...
Okay, so you need to... this is why I wanted to know whether this is deliberate or whether he's upset, because I'm not sure. But remember, we had... Why did she have to get up and get water? Well, that's right. He was on tap. Was supposed to be on tap. So you're going to hear... So remember, we had the video the other way. Toad said that he was playing with Reed to get the haters all riled up. Now we know that he's moderating for her, okay? So he's on his whatever he's using. She's live. Watch.
Hello, friends. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's a little bit of an upset boy there. Hello, friends. Sorry about that.
Did you just hear him yelling in the background?
Hello, friends. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's a little bit of an upset boy there. Hello, friends. Sorry about that.
And she's got to get the dog hair out of her mouth too, by the way.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Katie Joy. This video has been something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. And because last week I dove back into...
He was screaming, says Lulu. Well, that's right. But as I said, Toads did say that, you know, he did do something. They deliberately did stuff the last time, and I don't know. But he's supposed to be moderating for her, so that's why she went live, and he's not very happy.
Live streaming, and I haven't been on live for a long time. I was a little bit out.
Did she have to bring attention to him upset so people can get riled up correctly? If my son screamed like that, I'd jump up and run. There is another point where there's still carry on, and she'll get up and she'll close the door again. Okay, short order, cook.
Of it, I spent a little bit too much time dealing with the chat. So for this video, I'll be focusing primarily on... Sorry, I got hair on my lips.
How do you get hair in your lips?
So for this video, I'll be focusing primarily on... Sorry, I got hair on my lips. The content at hand, and we have a bunch of content that we need to get through. This is going to be a lot that I've been holding on to for a very long time. So
Lulu.
One of the cool parts of my job is that I have been able to meet a lot of people that are from a very secretive group called the Apostolic.
Now, if you actually have a look, under this line here, there's this just under where it says Llama Girl, it says something watching now, started streaming seconds ago, and she's got it as the Ex-Wives of Cody podcast. That's what she's actually got a podcast list. If you go to her podcast, she actually has a whole pile of her videos in there. So this is listed as the Ex-Wives of Cody podcast. Technically, I would say it's got nothing to do with Cody because you're looking at the chart. I've got to speed her up. I can't stand her at the moment.
United Brethren. This group is very good about keeping things on the DL and not letting the public know what they're up to. The interesting thing about this, it's a 501c3. So
oh, look, did you see the eyes go?
The interesting thing about this church is it's a 501c.
Yeah, she answered my question, I think. She did say she had, yes, I think, yeah, she just said she's been sitting on it for a while now, hasn't she? Yeah.
C3, so it has what's called nonprofit tax-exempt status. And despite the fact that it's a public church, there is no public-facing website.
It's going to be very interesting because yesterday I talked about an article that talked about holding on hope and how it seemed to be a front for a religious organization. I found the document, I found the article that relates. So we're going to look at that because there is some tax questions over holding out hope. And on the bottom of the article, it does say that if you've got any concerns and you want to get your money back, how to do it. So we'll look at that as well, because I'm sure she has all the church's finances on tap too. Yes, but she didn't. She obviously hasn't looked into holding on hope. The one that her friends involved in, because what she accuses everyone else is doing is what the allegations are for this group as well. That it's actually holding out hope is actually run by the Baptists, and apparently the allegations are they're trying to convert them into the Baptist church. So does she realize that she's been giving money to the Baptist church?
There's also no public church services. So if you were to go, if you were going to go to the AUB right now in Bluffdale and you wanted to go into the church, you probably wouldn't be allowed inside. And
you can't do that. You can't just walk into a she's got all the dots on. It is funny, isn't it, Lulu? We'll have a look at it. That you can't just walk into Scientology either. You can't walk into Jehovah's Witnesses. You can't walk into a lot of these places. You have to be invited.
in fact, one of my followers who was previously a member and is a family member of one of the founders was at the church last year, and they tried to go to the church. They tried to walk into the church, and they were greeted by men with walkie-talkies that actually followed them around and followed them through the facility. And they were very concerned about who this person was. Why are they at church? What are they doing? It's a sort of a weird, it's kind of weird if you think about it. Like if you have a public church and anyone can attend and it's a 501c3, you would think that they would have public services. You would think that anyone would be welcome.
No, they don't. She obviously doesn't know very much. And actually, I found a whole document about definition of a cult expert and all of that sort of stuff as well. So I just opened up these documents, looking at this holding out hope thing, got me into a whole thing about cults and what's a cult expert, because she would say she's a cult expert, but maybe she doesn't.
But not at the Apostolic United Brethren. Now, another interesting note is that what I'm going to show you tonight is not necessarily private. All of these videos were publicly available at one time on a public website.
Well, then they're not exclusive then. If they were on a public website, how can you can't say they're exclusive. Like, exclusive is you've got something that no one's ever seen before, and no one would ever see it.
Private. All of these videos were publicly available at one time on a public website. However, when Dave Watson became aware of the fact that I had access to these, the AUB locked down that public website. Now, the only way anyone can get into this website is by being a member with a current recommend, meaning they have to prove.
So she's saying she's the reason why they've locked down their website? Really? Did you hear that?
One can get into this website is by being a member with a current recommend, meaning they have to prove their worthiness to the church for why they should be allowed to view things. Also, to go to any events at the AUB, you also have to have what's called a recommend. And the recommend, again, is a meeting that you have to do with leaders where you prove your worthiness. Now, not all people that are part of the AUB have recommends. And so the only people that can access these videos today are people that are from the AUB, which is, again, kind of weird if you have a public church and you're claiming to be a public nonprofit.
Okay. Just talking a little.
So Utah is its own little world.
Yes.
And the AUB has been running out of Bluffdale since, I think, the 1950s or 60s. The church itself was a offshoot of what was the Council of Friends, which was like a bunch of guys that were all going to practice fundamentalism.
Oh, yeah, she sounded it. And, of course, everyone's gifting memberships. The memberships get you nothing, really.
And when that Council of Friends got split up, it had to do with one person named Joseph Musser passing. And when he was ill, he was being cared for by one Rulon Allred, who was not initially a member of the Council of Friends. And when he became ill, Musser decided that Rulon was going to take over for the group when he passed, which upset a lot of people. There was some guys down in Short Creek, namely Johnson, I think Leroy Johnson, that believed he was the next in line. And so there was a huge split at this point, and it was in the 1950s.
Tech Doctor UK. Who is that? I'm really embarrassed. There's so many Australians watching. How embarrassing.
In the 1950s is when the AUB's first prophet, Rulin Allred, became, and they started the Apostolic United Brethren. And then that's when the FLDS, which is now under the rule of Warren Jeffs, became their own group. The LeBaron group that was down in Mexico.
Yeah, well, this is apparently she did this for 2.5 hours, Lulu. 2.5 hours of this.
Became their own group. And so they've all been kind of segmented since the 1950s. There are other groups like the Kingstons, which are known as the Order, but the Kingstons, I don't believe, were ever a part of the group of 7 or 12 friends. And I could be totally butchering the groups, but so for the first time tonight, I'm going to do a few things. One is going to be, I'm going to show you some videos of what it's like inside this place. But for the purpose of...
There you go. There's a $20 super chat. Love your content, Katie. Keep up the good work.
Of, I don't want to get sued. And some of these men are litigious.
There you go. See, she says she can't show their face because she doesn't want to get sued. Listen.
But for the purpose of, I don't want to get sued, and some of these men are litigious, it's going to be blurred out. So you're not going to be able to see faces, show you who he is. So you can see, oh, this is the guy that's leading this church.
So she's advertised, she's got this exclusive video, and then she says, because I don't want to be sued, I'm blocking out their faces so you can't see it. Right. So do you feel a little bit ripped off? I've got a fly flying around in my room here. Okay, so here, this is what she's showing. Yes, he filed a privacy complaint against her the last time.
Men are. This is a public.
Now, interesting.
This was on a public website. That's where I got this video from. And okay. It looks like my.
Now, remember how she complained about the GoFundMe using her likeness, right? Well, here she is complaining that some guy did a privacy strike because of a video that she shared that was on a pub. So now she's trying to defend herself about it. Isn't that interesting? Because she wants to use someone's image. That's okay, but it's not okay for anybody to use her image. Same argument.
Don't care.
Now, this is an interesting video. This is one I've showed you bits and pieces of. But this is from a courtship fireside that was held back in 2022. Now, I'm blurring this man out because this man actually tried to file a privacy complaint.
Now, she also says in that text underneath the screen that if you've got a question, you need to send her a super chat. KJ had a GFM for herself about 5. She did actually. But have a listen to her, to this. This may help those that have to deal against her, all right? This, because you can directly quote her back.
This is how strange these polygamous men are. This is a public church. This was on a public website. That's where I got this video from. And it looks like Minecraft. You're right. And when I put this video up, this man that's in this video that was on a public website tried to file a privacy complaint against me when he was on public video.
I think she's admiring herself now. I think she's just admiring herself. So now she's saying because she shared a video that was on a public site and he tried to privacy strike her, that's just ridiculous because she got it. But what about all her photos?
At a public church, at a 501c3 institution. I do not have a Discord. No. Okay.
Oh, and the person that said it looked like Minecraft was Toad. That's the only comment she has acknowledged, was Toad's comment. LOL, looks like Minecraft. Oh, yeah, it looks like Minecraft. She's had super chats. She's had people donate memberships. She hasn't acknowledged them, but she acknowledges Toad's comment.
So I will just be sharing with you that this was an event that they held for the youth. Now they have a group called Yaz Youth, which is the Youth of Zion, and they are the youth group of the AUB. And they do different firesides, different events throughout the year. They have
There's another super chat.
Camps. Interestingly, Mary Brown was a camp counselor for the women's camp, for the girls' camp. So I was able to find back in 2015 or 2016, Mary was actually a camp counselor. So they do a week-long camp for the girls, and Mary was actually in charge of organizing that.
She did start a red of her own, yes. She did. I don't think it lasted very long though. Wasn't it without a crystal ball official or something? No, this video was for members of the church, not to spread to nationwide distribution. It was just to be for followers of the church. And if you didn't know about the church, you wouldn't see the videos. Right. So that's Z1. Right. So, yeah. So then it's not a public website then.
And she was one of the women that was in charge of all of the girls. They separate the camp by gender, and so they have a week for the girls and a week for the boys. And what the girls learn is how to be a homemaker, wife, and mom, and what the boys do is learn how to be a protector, how to, defend their families, and how to, guard women's purity. Okay, so this is actually something that was done back in 2022, and it's talking to children of the youth group. Now, the youth group is from kids that are 12 to 16 to 17 years old. So this is minors that they're talking to, and they're talking about what the rules are for courtship.
And it has no place among the saints. So we do not believe in just dating to get to know for the fun of it. And some people might think, well, how in the world can I get to know somebody, to know if I even want to court them or ask about them or say yes if they ask about me? So that would go into some social events. And there are many different activities and events that we can get to know one another in a controlled environment or a chaperoned environment, such as youth activities, sacrament meetings, firesides about courting.
She's just trying to cover her, but she already posted, she got these videos from a former member. Yes, correct. So, interesting, isn't it?
Let's see, dances, trips, plays, a lot of different social activities in environments in which you can see how people interact with others. You can get to know their character a little bit more. There's many types of activities that you can get to generally get to know somebody in a social situation.
So what I want to
Oh, there's somebody in that chat that's commented on my page and really talked about how people didn't like Katie. That's interesting.
What I want to point out about this is that with courtship, he's telling kids that they are not allowed to date. In fact, they're not allowed to.
I didn't hear that. I just heard that there were going to be activities in a controlled environment. I might be really dumb, but I didn't hear about the dating. And it is, even at school camps, they will sometimes do boys' activities and girl activities. Sometimes it's not just, and they have to separate the boys and the girls. The boys will sleep in one area and the girls will sleep in the other area. It's what they do.
Even get to know someone outside of the context of the church. They're not allowed to decide if they like someone on their own. They're not allowed to go on a date one-on-one with someone.
How do you get that from that video?
They're not allowed to talk to someone of the opposite sex outside of church.
I don't care.
I must be really dense because I didn't get that from that video. Have I missed something? And the other thing is, what's that got to do with... So, I don't know. Right, you didn't hear it because he didn't say that KJ is adding to the story. Thank you. I'm sure I didn't hear it because, no, I didn't hear what... See, I thought you had to show video to back up the claims you were making. I didn't realize that you showed video and then twisted the narrative. All right. So now she's going to go off and get a drink. Now watch what happens. I actually thought that video was sort of laying out the camp rules, actually, or was an introduction to a camp or a day, where they're saying we're going to do these activities, you're going to do these, you're going to do activities in a controlled environment. Usually controlled environment usually means under instruction. Like if you go to a recreation or on a recreation camp, sometimes they have camp leaders and you're going to do kayaking with somebody that can kayak. No point doing kayaking with somebody that's afraid of water because that's not going to work. All right, so what's this?
Okay, I will freshen my water. So I am going to...
Or what?
Add...
Tire, nice, don't go hang out with trouble friends, going places they...
I'm going to add this to this. I'm going to play this. And I will be right back.
They go thinking that, oh, it's okay, nothing will happen, or that you need to go with them to save them. The devil comes out in full force after dark, too, is another thing my dad told me that I wish I would listen to all the time and gave me a curfew.
So you shouldn't have certain friends. You shouldn't go out at night. You shouldn't hang out with certain people.
I thought that's what a lot of parents say to their kids. Guidance with instructions how to have a productive event. That's what I thought it was. And we're not watching anything, but we've just got this purple screen.
The devil comes out at night.
And I didn't listen to it all the time, and he's like, the devil's out all the time going after us, but when it's dark, he's like, oh yeah, it's in the dark and I can get them, and they're more tired, they're easier to sway. So think of these things.
Toad says, please behave yourself, folks. I also need to step out for a bit. Is it really that cold where she lives, or is she hiding, or am I just hoping for more KJ? Well, it was Toad's birthday last night, Renelle, you know.
Remember that when parents are asking you things, they're a lot of times being prompted by the Lord. They've been raised by goodly parents, and they're teaching you things they've been taught that are of God.
So she tells kids that when their parents are telling them to do something, hold on a second.
So he was making some noise. Did you hear that? He was making noise. She just closed the door on him. Have a listen.
So she tells kids that when their parents are to do something, hold on a second.
They're asking you things. Remember that when parents are asking you things, they're a lot of times being prompted by the Lord. They've been raised by goodly parents, and they're teaching you things they've been taught that are...
So remember Toad saying he's got to step out for a bit and he wants everyone to behave.
Of God.
So she tells kids that when their parents are telling them to do something, hold on a second. It's almost time for my son to get in ready for bed, so I got to wrap this up here. But what she's telling them, the kids, is that they need to obey their parents because
they need to obey their husbands.
But what she's telling them, the kids, is that they need to obey their parents.
Is he trying to get her attention?
It's because everything that their parents are telling them is God inspired. They're getting a revelation from God.
And I want all of you young men to know, and old men, and all you men, boys, whatever, it's your priesthood duty to help protect the women in your lives. Protect them, stand up for them, help keep them.
I don't know, but this has started streaming 102 minutes ago. That's a good question, Renelle. I don't know.
Safe. And young ladies, help protect men. The guys too, you know. Maybe a lot of you know, all of you already know. Only those that live in the highest degree of celestial kingdom get to still stay married. Did you guys hear that? Get to keep having children in the spirit world. It's going to take a lot of work.
Okay, so she tells children ages 12 to 16 that the only way that they will be able to be with their families in heaven is if they practice plural marriage. She tells them only people that reach the highest level of the celestial kingdom, which is being either plural wife with 3 or more wives.
I didn't hear that, but anyway.
Or a husband that has 3 or more wives. If you don't,
obviously she's got to fill in the gaps for us because, you know, we're not smart enough to be able to work it out.
End up in a family like that, you will not see your family in eternity. You will not stay married in eternity. You will not be able to see your parents in eternity. So really the only way that you're going to achieve that is if you become a plural wife. So is it really a choice when they're telling children that if you don't do this, we're going to take away your family, we're going to take away your parents, we're going to take away your husband? All of that goes away in the afterworld. And they believe that their only option is through plural marriage.
It wouldn't be very cool, like I said, to get up to heaven and be like, why can't I go with my family? Or where is my family? Maybe if your parents made different choices and they were no longer get to be a family.
She was just talking about making right choices to get to heaven. She didn't say all of that other stuff. Again, just use the information, KJ, to back up everything. Don't. All right, so. Oh yeah, so this was this at the start? I mean, these might be out of order. So these are just Llama Girl clips. Was this at the start? I don't know where this fitted. Oh no. So this was 2 hours. This was after 2 hours. So that was the last clip was at 102 minutes. This was after 2 hours. So this sort of tells you stuff. So apparently, I have a question with this too after this.
So every time they make a change, it just further it helps the polygamous groups grow. It helps them get race. Yes, it is racist. It's very racist. 100%. It's white supremacy.
We just need to have narcissistic, and we've got did anyone have white supremacists on their bingo card?
Yes. All of this is still in the LDS church. All of it. Correct. All right. So please don't get upset with me for you today. Lately, I feel like I'm like on the I'm on whatever you call that. Like I can't win if I'm losing, or I feel like sometimes when I share this information, people get upset with me. They think that I've gone to the bathroom in their Wheaties, or you know what I mean? Like I've ruined their world. I've blown up their world. And I don't want to be the person that does that. I'm just trying to explain to you the history of the church and why polygamous groups are still to this day so successful in getting people into their groups. All right. So I want to just run through if there's any questions here. The lady's voice on the recording is putting me to sleep. It's putting me to sleep too. So we'll stop. Pammy D says, hi, Katie. Hello. Rue says, super sticker. Okay, then I want to just shout out Tracy. Thank you for becoming a member. Kara, thank you for becoming a member. Michelle Myers, thank you for becoming a member.
You didn't need that image.
Kristen, thank you for becoming a member. Ashley Baker, thank you for becoming a member. AK Dudley, thank you for becoming a member. Celtic Moon, thank you for becoming a member. Angela A, Gina Fitzgerald, Jenny T. Oh, and Celtic Moon gifted a membership to someone. So somebody became a member tonight for free. Thanks to Celtic Moon.
Did you see how she said for free? She's not really that happy. Someone got a membership for free. Oh dear.
A member tonight for free.
She's really unhappy. Does she actually realize that somebody actually paid for that? Oh dear.
Thanks to Celtic Moon. Thank you for that. Or Celtic Moon. I'm sorry, Celtic Moon. All right. So thank you. That was very sweet of you to gift those memberships. I have been trying to use my platform to not just speak about sister wives, but to utilize it to show to you the truth behind the facade. And by now, it's very easy for people to understand that polygamy is not a good thing. But the problem is that show was on air for 18 seasons, and for all of that time, there was a lot of people believing that this was harmless. So my goal over the few weeks is to do a live stream each weekend where we go through some of the actual, audio and the video from the group, so you can hear it in your own word, in the words that are coming directly.
I can hear it in my own words. Well, so far what she's shown me is not what she says. She's not shown me anything to back up what she has actually stated. I'm just putting it out there. Either I have a comprehension problem or she has a comprehension problem, because I'm not hearing what she says that I'm supposed to be hearing.
You can hear it in your own word, in the words that are coming directly from the group. You can, next week, what I'd like to do is be able to share with you some actual sermons where you'll hear Rulin Allred's voice. I'll share some audio of Lynn Thompson, who is the previous prophet who was accused by his daughter of SA.
Oh, she's on their favorite subject now.
And other women in the church and children. He was the prophet that was on the show while the were on television, that they didn't have a problem of us in their group.
Well, looking at her marriage would make someone think marriage is not a good idea. Well, that's true too.
Group.
Don't people have religious freedom, make up their own minds? Well, you should be able to make up your own minds. You present facts. You present stuff, and it's up to somebody whether they want to join or not.
Lynn is also the one that said no sex outside of procreation.
I think lots of parents said that.
My son hit the wrong LOL. Thank you, Rue. My goal is to just continue to expose the atrocities that are happening in this world. And I want
Toad says 18 seasons. I couldn't make it through 18 minutes of one episode.
to be able to expand. And my husband and I actually had this wonderful date today. My husband's birthday was yesterday, and he and I went out for lunch today, and we were talking about, like,
I want to know what happened to the boy. So they went out for lunch today, not yesterday when he would have been at school. They went out today. And I don't know, must have been with the nurses then, was he?
What is the goal for Without a Crystal Ball? What do we want to do with this channel? Because my husband talking about, branching out into discussions about the Mormon church, a lot of the crap that's happening right now in the Mormon church when it comes to tithing and scandals with money and cover-ups and all these different offshoots that keep ending up in the news. I also want to expand further into showing the truth about polygamy. My goal is that, that this enables more people to feel compelled to speak out and tell the truth. And I want to be able to share stories beyond the headlines of sister wives.
So there you go. So that's what I want to know. I want to know what happened to the boy while they were on this outing. So here she says you can hear the son again.
They do not believe in the same things. They do not believe in the same God. They do not believe in the same Jesus. They do not believe in the same structure of authority.
This was 109. This was 127 minutes.
They do not believe really much of anything that beyond, like, encouragement and similarities of purity and parents, God-inspired relationships. Beyond that, there's not a lot of similarities. I just want to be super clear. It's more consistent with the LDS church than it would be with any Christian faith. Michelle says, I used to be mainstream Mormon. LDS church I'm Christian now, and it's completely different. Thank you. They actually are.
Well, I mean, it's interesting that the hair flick.
Are LDS, regardless if you want to believe it or not, they actually practice they practice the LDS church the way it was designed by Joseph Smith and the following prophets like Brigham Young and the other ones that followed Brigham Young. They
name them. I don't believe they believe in polygamy now. I believe that was cut.
Do follow every single rule that Joseph Smith put into place. They follow all of Joseph Smith's revelations. They read the Book of Mormon. They believe that
See, this one says they are not LDS. We don't practice polygamy. Have a wonderful job. Have a wonderful. All right. All right, you go try and get some sleep. Hopefully you can sleep well now. Thank you for popping in. Have a good night. It's what time is it here? It is 7:51 here, so I've still got a little while before I have to go to bed.
mainstream church defected from God and defected from Joseph Smith's teaching when they got rid of polygamy. They believe that the mainstream church is the actual, they're like the apostates. They're
insane that there was, this was a breakaway group, but she's,
lost. They're not.
She's telling the Mormons she knows more than them.
Not following the true teachings of Joseph Smith. They believe Doctrine and Covenants 132. Doctrine and Covenants 132 is still on the LDS website. Let me show you.
And of course, she has to prove that she's right, even though people are saying, no, we don't believe that anymore. And she's got the face of, I know they're questioning me. Look at the look on the face. Or how dare they question me?
Some LDS people that come onto my channel don't believe me that this is still in their belief system, and it's right there.
And so the person that said we don't believe in this and is sort of implying that they're a LDS member, she's saying, did you just hear what she said? The LDS people don't believe. Hi, Barbara. Have a listen to this.
132, Doctrine and Covenants 132 is still on the LDS website. Let me show. Some LDS people that come onto my channel don't believe me that this is still in their belief system, and it's right.
So she's saying that she knows more about their belief system than what they do.
Right there. But the missionaries might never show you this.
Wow. It'd be like me telling the Catholic Church what their belief systems are. And I'm not Catholic.
Here you go. This is directly from the LDS Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. This is explaining that the only way into the celestial kingdom is through plural marriage.
Where? Show me. I want to. I'm gonna have to just. I'm gonna have to pause it, and I'm gonna have to scroll. I'm gonna have to scroll it because I can't. She says this is the document. Well, show us where it says it.
But the missionaries might never show you this.
So I'll pause it and we'll see whether we can find it. Again, my reading comprehension might not be very good. So that in this much required the head to know, to understand, justified by my servants Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, also Moses, David, Solomon, my servants, touching principle. Okay, it's not on that page.
This is directly from the LDS Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. This is explaining that the only way into the celestial kingdom is through plural marriage.
Okay, where? Covenant, if you abide to my covenant, for no one can reject the covenant. For all who have had a blessing shall abide. As for paying the new everlasting covenant, it was with the glory be one that's appointed to the earth, appointed upon my servants to hold our last days. There will never be. So far, I can't see anything about plural marriage there. But in everything in this world, will it be ordained by men, principalities, power, things shall be. The man marry him a wife in the world, and he marry her not by me nor by my word, in the covenant with her, so long as he is in the world and she is with him. Their covenant and marriage are not of force when they are dead, and when they are out of this world, therefore they are not bound by any law when they are out of this world. Therefore, When they're out of the world, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are appointed angels in heaven, which angels are ministering. Again, I can't see anything in that so far.
The only way through eternity is through plural marriage. This
Where?
is on their website. So a lot of people end up in fundamentalist groups.
Where? Can someone tell me where? Again, I say to you, if a man marry or make a covenant with her for the time for eternity, have stopped this belief in plural marriage, and they don't teach this, and anyone who lives this life. Well, as I said, I can't see it in that document. I cannot see anything about multiple wives. It talks about a man marrying a wife. It's only talking about one husband, one man, one woman. In that, I can see.
Because they end up getting into the Doctrine and Covenants, and they say, hey, wait a minute. The only way for us to get into the celestial kingdom is through polygamy. The church has deceived us. The only reason they got rid of polygamy was because they had to, or they couldn't become a state. They had to abolish plural marriage and denounce it as a church, or Utah would not get statehood.
So she's showing this '76 Doctrines and Covenants. As I said, if she was to say, here is the document, here is the section, this section says blah, 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 then I would say, yes, we have that's it. But Doctrine 132. But she hasn't. She hasn't given that to us. So I'm not sure.
When they were about to lose, when Utah was potentially going to lose federal money, and there was going to be some penalties to the church, they could no longer discriminate against Black people. So in 1978, they allowed Black men into the priesthood. So they had a revelation. But prior to that, they were not allowed in temple.
And then someone says, I'm LDS. No, this is not on their website. Someone else says, this is not correct. Someone else says, I'm LDS. And I'm telling you, we do not practice polygamy. So all of the people are calling her out on it. But she's right.
This is on their website. Look at this. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, right there. Section 132.
Yeah, but where's the section? But what part of 132?
This is their website.
Yeah, show us the section. Show us the section. Someone says, and then, so the people that are saying that they're LDS are getting bullied by the rest of them because KJ can't be wrong.
Someone literally just said that this is not the church's website, and they probably believe that because the church...
I just spent 5 minutes researching that. Well, I was just pulled up on my phone, and she's wrong as well. I think we've all...
is hiding this from them. This is on the church's website.
But show us, yes, you're scrolling, you're just scrolling through. But she's cherry picking, not giving the whole story. But she's not even cherry picking. She's not telling us. She's not saying chapter 32, verse whatever. She's not even giving us what verse. She's giving us nothing. She's just scrolling down fast in the hope that no one picks it up. She can't find it because it's not there.
If a man marry a wife by my world, which is by law and by the new and everlasting covenant, and it is sealed unto them by the Holy Spirit, by he who is anointed unto them, of who I have appointed the power and the keys. It's...
Yeah. Didn't he just say, wasn't that just about the ordination of man and woman in marriage? That didn't prove a point.
If a man marry a wife by my world, which is by law and by the new and everlasting covenant, and it is sealed unto them by the Holy Spirit, by he who is anointed unto them, of who I have appointed the power and the keys. It's...
That's proving what everyone else is saying. She's just proved their point.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, if a man marry a wife according to my world, and they are sealed by the Holy Spirit.
Again, backs up what everyone's saying. What she's pointing out is proving that she's wrong.
It says, where's the thing about Sarah? Hold on. Abraham received concubines, and they bore him children, and it was accounted unto him for righteousness, because they were given unto him. And he abode in by law, as Isaac also, and Jacob did none other things than that which they were commanded. David also received many wives and concubines, and also Solomon and Moses, my servants.
Yes, that's in the scripture. That's not... I have the link, but can't make it blue. Oh, okay. Yes, Jacob had wives. They were servants. They weren't wives.
God commanded
that if you go to the Middle East now, they will have multiple wives. It was something that was done in Bible times.
David also received many wives and concubines, and also Solomon and Moses, my servants.
Right? So where does that say that polygamy? It's still not there yet.
God commanded Adam and Sarah gave Hagar to Abraham to wife. And why did she do that? Because this was the law, and from Hagar sprang many people. This therefore was fulfilling, among other things, the promises.
That's a whole different lot of promises. Whoa. You actually have to read the preceding stuff.
Was Abraham therefore under condemnation? Verily I say unto you, nay. He was commanded to offer his son Isaac. Nevertheless, it was written. He's saying that his wife Sarah gave Abraham Hagar to make more babies for him.
She doesn't know the story of Abraham. She couldn't have children, so she said, Abraham, you need a son. Go have a son with Hagar. So he had a son called Ishmael. And Ishmael, but it wasn't the son that was promised to Abraham and Sarah by God. So, and then she got pregnant in her old age. And Isaac was born, and it's not what... I thought she said she'd read the Bible. Someone says, I don't mean to be argumentative. I'm going to do my own research. She is reading what the original argument for plural marriage, but it was not practiced until after the 1880s. Oh, okay.
He's saying that his wife Sarah gave Abraham Hagar to make more babies for her.
That's not what it said. Oh dear. And it's interesting because it goes down and say, and ask concerning adultery, very, very I say unto you, if a man receiveth a wife in the new and everlasting covenant, and if she be with another man, and I have not appointed unto her by the holy anointing, she has committed adultery and shall be destroyed. If she not be in the new and everlasting covenant, and she be with another man, she has committed adultery. And if her husband be with another woman and he was under a vow, he has broken his vow and has committed adultery. We can officially add clergy hat to KJ's closet, yes. Of course, because she knows more about the LDS church. She knows more about the LDS church than... And then someone says, who is this MJ Baker? I swear to all of you, I don't know this person. Please don't think that I know this person.
For him. David's wives and concubines were given unto him to meet by the hand of Nathan. So when I call them concubines, that's what they're called in Doctrine and Covenants 132.
And then someone says to Debbie Baker, I don't know you either. You don't need to be rude. And Barbara says, now we're back in biblical times. That's right. Now we're getting a Bible lesson.
By the hand of Nathan. So when I call them concubines, that's what they're called.
I think she does want to be a sister wife. I really think she does.
In Doctrine and Covenants 132, plural wives are called concubines. Their only purpose is to bring babies for the kingdom.
What? Oh dear. Oh, I didn't see this part. Oh. A mistress, actually. A concubine's a mistress. A woman with whom... What is a concubine? A woman with whom a man cohabits without being married. All right, we have to go. We have to look at this. All right, so let's look at let's go to the Jewish. Let's go to the concubine of a Levite. So let's look at, because it's in the Old Testament, and so let's have a look. So the concubine of a Levite is likely a lesser wife who perhaps was unfaithful and left her husband, After her husband finds her, the house in which they are staying is threatened by a group of a Benjamite man. They offer the concubine in the Levite's place, which they often reject. Okay, so there's a story in it's understood to refer to a wife or a sexual partner of a secondary status. A certain men in the Hebrew Bibles have both wives and concubines. No wives or additional concubines are referred to in Judges 19. So it's essentially a mistress. Or somebody of a lower status. So if we go to look at let's go to a Bible dictionary, a concubine. So I just really want to just put it out there that that's not what it means. Concubine, female wife and surrogate mother. The Hebrew word for concubine is a not loan word borrowed to refer to a phenomenon. I mentioned prior. So concubines are mentioned primarily in early Israelite history during patriarchal times, during the period of the judges. They did not have the same status as wives. They weren't to be mistreated, could not be violated by other males. They seem to have they received higher status if they bore sons, or at least were remembered by name. The practice of taking a concubine as wife was used to provide a male heir for a barren wife. So let's just say Cody and Mary, they couldn't have children. Cody thought she was barren, so he took on another wife to bear him a child. Okay? So the concubine was a lower status. Often a mistress, or they took concubines if, for example, they couldn't bear a son, which is why Sarah gave Abraham Hagar. But anyway, let's not let biblical truth get the truth get in the way of a story.
It even says that a husband is not committing adultery if he has more than one lie under the law, as long as they've been sealed for time and all eternity in the temple.
What? Oh.
This is on the church website. See? Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's their website.
Yeah, don't let KJ taint the good book. But she will sit there and say, oh, I've read the Bible, I know the Bible. Well, you obviously don't know the Bible. Is KJ losing it? This stuff is not easy. Well, they're buying it, Barbara. They're buying it. Someone says, thank you, Katie, for bringing the truth to light. I guess I'm confused as to why they would hide something that they are teaching. Where would the niece wife go if she rejected the man? So they're buying it, Barbara. That's the problem. They are buying it.
I'm surprised. Why are they hiding this? Because they don't want people to know that it's still a part of their beliefs. They've never scrubbed this from their beliefs. The reason we have a problem with Mormon fundamentalism and polygamy to this day is because it's still in their doctrine and covenants. This was,
as I said, my interpretation of what she's just said is slightly different to what she says. So I'm confused. I've got to wonder whether I'm having a comprehension issue.
the very last revelation that Joseph Smith ever wrote before he died. This was the revelation that not only commanded plural marriage to get into the celestial kingdom, but it introduced the idea of eternal marriages in heaven. And exaltation is only gained through the new and everlasting covenant.
And then someone says, and then they've just said, see, my daughter has done, someone says, she just told you, MJ Baker. So everyone is now getting into the LDS people that said, well, no, that's not what we believe.
The terms of the covenant are set forth. Celestial marriage and a continuation of the family unit enable men to become gods. The straight and narrow say leads to eternal lives. The law is given relative to blasphemy against the Holy Ghost. Promises of eternal increase and exaltation are made to prophets and saints in all ages.
Again, it doesn't say, it doesn't prove it. So now Toad says he's back, sort of. It says celestial marriage and the that's in part 21 to 23, which is, but we isn't. Look, I don't. Going by what she is showing, it doesn't back up her claims, in my opinion.
In order to get an increase means
someone says, well, I see, obviously I'm not a good Mormon. I'm serious. I'm not a good Mormon. I'm blown away. They're not hiding it. It's what happened in their history. Do you erase the teaching of past history and no longer do those teachings just never show what teachings were? Well, that's why in some ways we've got that's why there's the Old Testament and the New Testament, the Old Covenant and the New Covenant. You've got to understand the Old Covenant to understand the New Covenant of the New Testament in the Bible, for example. And so you have to understand what life was like. And the fact that Christians believe in Jesus and that Jesus people said he was going to come and how he was going to be. And that is how, that Jesus fulfilled the prophecy. So that's what Christianity believes. But I don't know what her point is, Lily.
They add another wife, and exaltation is only achieved after 3 wives.
Where's that? Where's I want to see it written.
Promises of eternal increase and exaltation are made to prophets and saints in all ages. In order to get an increase means they add another wife, and exaltation is only achieved after 3 wives.
Where's that written? Laws governing plural marriage are set forth. She's trying to prove to herself that all LDS practice polygamy, but they're hiding it from the world. Laws governing plural marriage are set forth. But again, I can't... was to get... there are no... The only reason I went to church was to get donuts after. I'm sure that's why lots of people come to our church for morning tea. I don't know whether you read in my description, but I put in there that I wore pants to church, just, because I did.
This is all on their website. It's not that you're not a good Mormon. It's that the church is intentionally hiding this from you.
They're intentionally not hiding it from you. They're deliberately hiding it from us.
They also still in their beliefs have this idea that the Canaanites are better, are cursed, and the Canaanites have darker skin.
Where's that? I don't know about an Aussie breakfast, but they're donuts. Yeah, we had donuts today. Oh. And let me tell you, by the way, polygamy is legal in 58 out of 200 sovereign states. No morning tea. The vast majority being Muslim-majority countries. Some countries that permit polygamy have restrictions, such as requiring the first wife to give her consent. So, countries that recognize polygamy: Algeria, Cameroon, Chad, Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, Egypt, Gabon. Both men and women can join in polygamous marriage with either gender under Gabonese law. In practice, the right to multiple spouses is reserved for men only. The Gambia, Guinea, Libya, Kenya, polygamy passed in 2014. Morocco, Nigeria, South Africa is recognised for customary matter. The Supreme Court also ruled Muslim marriages performed under Sharia law are valid. Bangladesh, Indonesia, Iran, Jordan, Kuwait. Some that only Malaysia, Philippines only accept marriages for polygamous marriages for Muslims. Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Countries that recognise polygamy marriage under customary law, there's a whole pile. So she's talking about the LDS, but there is a lot of countries that are Muslim countries that have polygamy as well. I'm just saying. And good luck with that if she wants to bring down polygamy. Yeah, so Philippines, you can only have a plural marriage if you're Muslim. You can only get civil recognition in South Africa. Some of these are recent too. Kenya, 2014, polygamous civil marriage. I'll show you because I like to show you. I mean, oh, we'd call it dodgy. Correct. So this is and interestingly enough, polygamy. Some indigenous tribes have polygamy. So this is worldpopulation.com, and this is countries where polygamy is legal in 2024. Look at that. That's where all the countries, that's Russia. It's not legal in Australia. So Thailand recognised polygamy in 1955, where Myanmar outlawed it in 2015. Some Lutheran churches accept polygamy. So it says it called it from 1847 to 1890. They made polygamy illegal in 1862, largely in response to the LDS Church. Hindu allows polygamy. Islam endorses polygamy. So Muslim countries can have up to 4 wives. So it says polygamy is illegal and criminalized in every country in North and South America, including, however, in 2020, they reduced punishment for consensual polygamy. So, with the exception of Solomon Islands, polygamy is not recognised in Europe and Oceania. In India, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, the governments recognise polygamy, but only for Muslims. In Australia, polygamy is outlawed, but polyamorous relationships are common within some indigenous communities. Indonesia, polygamy is legal in some areas, such as Bali, Papua, West Papua, Balinese Hinduism allows for polygamy. In some African countries, it's illegal under civil law, but still allowed through customary law. So it's here. Here's the list. So, for example, Brazil, technically illegal but decriminalized. Brunei, legal. Burkina Faso, technically illegal but still practiced. Cameroon, polygamy legal, no limit on number of wives. Egypt, legal. Ghana, technically illegal but still practiced. Guinea, polygamy for up to 4 wives, but before marrying first wife, husband must get her permission. India, 4 wives, must be Muslim. Iraq, legal. Israel, technically illegal. Kenya, legal up to 4 wives. So I'll put this link in here. Barbara, she would be better to talk about women's rights. Yeah. But it would look at, see, it says Russia, technically illegal, but tolerated in Muslim regions. For example, Chechnya. South Africa, illegal under civil law, allowed under customary law. Court permission required. UAE, polygamy is legal. Yemen, up to 4 wives. So I've just put that there. So there is very interesting where it seems to be more common than we think. You know? Apparently, polygamy refers to marriage of more people. Only 2% of global population lives in polygamous households. So that's interesting. Polygamy is more than 2. Is 3 or more. She would talk about women's rights if she didn't women so much. So that's an interesting thing. According to the World Population Review, the definition of polygamy is 3 or more. So technically you could have 2 wives. Anyway, we'll keep going. We're nearly done with this.
And so their goal of the LDS Church until 1978 was to ensure that they overpopulated people of color so that white people could reign supreme and be the master race.
Someone says, I am not being rude. I do see that the chat don't like what you are saying. I've been on Katie's channel for the past 6 years. I don't want anyone to think that I know you. So MJ Baker is the person speaking out and saying, you have some great comebacks. So thank you. Oh, Lulu's got some great comebacks. Yes, she does. So MJ Baker, who says she's a member of the LDS, is getting absolutely hammered because she's speaking out against Katie. How dare she?
Is still on their website to this day. But publicly, they say that Black men and women can be in the temple now, and Black men and men of color can be priesthood holders. Doctrine and Covenants 132. If you are LDS, go read section 132 of the D&C. Mormons still practice spiritual polygamy.
Because I know more than you do, even though I'm not a Mormon. Someone says, isn't a lot of the LDS church secretive? Not anyone can go and participate in the service. And someone says, MJ, no need to be so defensive. No one said you believed it. I'm just so shook. This is what you're doing is so important. So there you go. She look at that. Oh yeah.
Ellen says, thank you for doing this. You are welcome, Ellen. So I want to thank you guys all for being here with me tonight. I want to thank everyone that did super chats, that became members. If you have not hit the subscribe button, make sure to hit the subscribe button on the way out. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Also, if you want to share this video, share this with friends. The best that we...
So she's rounding up, and this is like a 12-minute section. This is 12 minutes. This is going to go on for 12 minutes.
Can do is get the truth out to help people feel empowered to share their stories. No, Cody and Robin have not moved. No, they have not moved. What is hard for me right now, my biggest takeaway from all of this is that you have all these women online that are like literally obsessed with Christine and Janelle and Mary. And I want you to see who you're obsessed with. Now that they're out, it's fine, but they were part of a vehicle that normalized this. And if you're and they profited off of that. They profited off of normalizing this culture when they knew full well that what they were saying on the show was...
But isn't she profiting off it?
A lie. Christine, to this day, still lies about her grandfather. She, to this day, still says that her grandfather was only arrested because he was practicing plural marriage. That is 100% false. Rulin Allred was trading and helping traffic children.
Oh, no. There we go. Someone says, Toad says, yes, TRC should be banished from being a network. Well, what would Katie then do for content? If there was no TLC, she'd be stuffed. Did anyone have trafficked on their bingo ticket? I think we're getting through all the bingo words.
Because he was practicing plural marriage. That is 100% false. Rulin Allred was trading and helping traffic children. Rulin Allred had minors that he took as wives. His youngest wife was 13 years old, almost 14. When he was out on parole...
Someone says TLC is all about money. So somebody else we know.
He added a minor child as his wife. She lied when she says that the wives were never reunited. That's a complete lie. They all lived near each other, even after his death. Christine has also never said on the show how her grandfather died. Oh, I'm rambling? Okay.
She's rambling. You are the person to research and disclose this trad wife trend of Mormon propaganda.
So she's never said that her grandfather was murmured by Ervil LeBaron's wives, that one of his wives was working that day and that wife, Melba, witnessed it and had to go to her husband's body that was on the floor dead. They've never said that on the show. They've never shared on the show.
Yeah, someone says, well, maybe she was ashamed of what he did. So if just because she doesn't talk about it doesn't mean that she doesn't know about it, and doesn't mean that she may not want to talk about it.
That Owen Allred, who was the prophet when they all got married, was accused by a woman named Virginia Hill of stealing more than $1.5 million. They have never shared on the show that Virginia against them and members of the sect were forced to pay back money to Virginia to the tune of $6.5 million. The leaders of the AUB didn't pay back Virginia. It was the people that knew nothing about the fraud and the theft that had to pay back Virginia. They had to take away all of their money. They had to take away money from their children's futures, money from their life savings to help pay off the fraud that Owen and his friends did. And they hid money. Owen hid money in tin cans in his bathroom. This is the good guy that they all talk about on the show. Rulin had children brides. Rulin's friends were trading and bartering children as wives. 2 of Rulin's friends were accused of kidnapping girls literally off the street and taking them as wives. So when you're following these women now and they've perpetuated this and they've endorsed this and they've normalized this, and yes, these girls were all brainwashed, but when you have people from the culture, I want you guys to hear those voices of the survivors that are saying, you harmed us by doing this show. I want you to hear the survivors from the AUB that have said, you have been gaslighting us for over a decade, telling us that what we experienced did not happen. You mistreated us. You brought your aunt on the show and called her dangerous. You had victims of the Kingstons on your show that you minimized and made them feel like their abuse wasn't real. You helped decriminalize an effective religious mafia that is subjugating, trafficking women and children for labor. This is why, is this slanderous? I love her. Does she hate?
Oh, someone says slanderous. Someone says, I thought she was done.
Me? I'm going to put her back in timeout. She just wants to be in timeout.
So someone said slanderous and put her in timeout. It seems it would be better planned to try and dismantle smaller cults before going one as big as AUB. Correct. Oh, yeah, true.
She just wants to be in timeout. All of this is facts. All of it is a religious mafia. It is 100% a religious mafia. Ellen is actually from this group. Actually, Ellen, hold on. I need to do something with Ellen.
Ellen has the father who's writing the book, by the way. I hate that Christine lied about this. Maybe she didn't talk about it.
Okay. I told Ellen in our conversations privately this week that I was going to make her a moderator. So I have to, now that she's here, I'm adding her as a moderator because Ellen is so knowledgeable. Ellen has helped me tremendously understand this group. Ellen has been a victim of many people in this group. The amount of essay that happens in this group is astronomical. The women that are harmed by this group it's hard to believe that there's not a single woman or child that hasn't been hurt by the men in this group. Yes. So when I say that I want them to correct what they've done, I want them to be happy and to be free, but I also want them to recognize at some point that what they've done has caused harm. That's all. And yeah. Congratulations, Ellen. Yes, Ellen is such a sweetheart. Do you have any insight into TLC contacts as a reporter? So An agreement of sister wives is that they will not talk negatively about polygamy. And another agreement is that they will never make polygamy look bad. And that's a part of their contracts. And so they will never bring on and actually share the truth about polygamy, will never cut the crime.
How does she know? And someone says, I'm freaking out because I've cousin seconded LDS and last name's Watson. So she was called up about her family and doesn't know what to believe. That's true, and Anna, that could be true too. Oh, we all have secrets that are kept from us.
That happen in polygamy. They will never talk about the SA. They'll never talk about the trafficking. They'll never talk about any of it because they are not allowed to talk about the truth. And Cody will not answer any questions that are truthful. So it's sad. And Christine's new marriage is extremely concerning because she's still programmed. Even though she's out, she's still programmed. And it's very common for women that are coming out of the cult to end up in abusive marriages all over again. And it's super important for survivors to get therapy to deconstruct. If they talked about the truth, they would probably open themselves to lawsuits by the people the show has harmed. Correct. If they spoke about the truth, they would also be opening themselves up to criminal charges. They've never, they never showed that Cody and the wives had multiple bankruptcies, that they were abusing the welfare system, that, there's just been so much they've covered up. And TLC and Tim Gibbons and all of the production, all of these people are profiting off a crime. They're profiting off the promotion of the crime.
Imagine if TLC sends her a cease and desist. It says, continue bringing light to the truth, Katie. Don't let anyone distract you from your work. Cult survivors trust you. Enough said.
Now, my critics will say, you are profiting off the promotion of the crime. No, I will never profit off the promotion of polygamy. I will seek to work in contrast to what they're doing. And money that I make here, I am able to donate to help people leave polygamy.
What, the $2,500 that she's donated?
I am not profiting off the lies. I'm trying to spread the truth and give a platform to the people that have been hurt.
She's profiting off it.
So that's what I have for today. Tomorrow, next week, we'll do another live, and we'll dig deeper. So I'm going to try to do these lives every weekend. It'll be either Friday night or Saturday night, depending on which one of my husband and I are in charge of taking care of our son. So tonight, next week, I'm doing my live on Friday night instead of Saturday night. I hope you enjoy these live streams. I feel like this live stream did a lot better than the last one. And I truly hope that all of you learned something tonight. If you have some information that you'd like to share with me.
Speaking truthfully about the dangers of something is not promoting.
If you're someone from this culture that has tips that you'd like to give to me, you can email me at tips@withoutacrystalball.com. You can also send me a message on my Facebook or on my... I would be live every day or doing it for money. Maybe, yeah. So thank you guys so much for all of your help.
Apparently she's a journalist and she's paid to deliver
Make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and thank you to all of the members. Thank you for all being so kind to Ellen. Ellen has found a community here, and that I love that for her. And to all the other AUB apostates out there tonight, my hearts are with you. I see you and I believe you, and we will keep rolling on. Good night, everyone.
To be fair, this kind of investigative journalism, it's not investigative journalism. So, there we go. So that, it was from Llama Girl. Okay, and apparently they were the best bits. She did the exciting bits. Now let me show you something. So last night I saw something about that it may be. I can't find anything to say whether it has been or not, but it says Mormon rescue organization may be violating their tax-exempt status victims' rights. Now, this is the one that KJ's been promoting. This is the one that she has said that she has donated to. Okay. Holding Out Hope, it's a Baptist ministry. It's a church ministry. Oh, yeah, she's butthurt. TLC hasn't went to it. So it's a Baptist ministry in Sandy, Utah, may be in violation of their tax-exempt status, as well as several states meant to protect protect victims' rights. Sonia Tewell, Executive Director for Holding Out Hope, began the organisation in 2009 to provide support for those that come from a polygamous community. According to recent tax filings, Tewell's ministry is currently tax exempt. Now, didn't KJ say that under tax, when she was talking about the Mormons, that you have to have public stuff? It says, according to recent tax files, tax exempt, which means the organisation must not be organised or operated for the benefit of private interests, and none of its earnings may inure to any private shareholders or individuals. Some suggest Tewell's organisation is merely a front for forced religious conversions, claims which appear to be supported by statements from Tewell's associates. Well, that's all right, Short Order Cook. You've just missed the whole reinterpretation of the Old Testament, and that concubines are wives, and we've just learnt that we all have no idea how to comprehend big groups of text, that Katie Joy has to interpret it for us, and that we're all wrong. Our comprehension's wrong. So, Tewell's associate, Hellier, Holding Out Hope supporter, was quoted in 2019 saying the desire to engage this community and reverse that curse for their plural family is what we're called to in Christ. Additionally, so this was last year. This article was March 2023. The desire, additionally to associate Ron Clements stated, we do share Christ with the plural community intentionally. Some of the plural community claim extreme tactics are used by Tewell and her organisation to influence vulnerable individuals to leave their plural communities. Recent tax filings suggest Tewell's ministry has become very lucrative in recent years, with only a small fraction of tax-exempt proceeds going towards the organisation's stated purpose. It was debunked, was it? Okay. That's okay then. As I said, I've just seen it. I'm just putting it out there. It's from a place called Davis County Cooperative Service. So, as I said, I'm just putting it there. But they do have, like, there's a figure of 1 million. So in 2021, she debunked it, did she? Okay. Holding Out Hope received over 1.4 million in contributions and grants. 175 was from government funding. However, only 30,000 of those funds were paid for substantial assistance to 225 recipients, and an average of 137 per recipient. So, but it does say down here that there's text. I mean, they do have text messages here that, you know, you can file a complaint. So I did have a look here. Colludes with Evangelist Mormon Rescue. I think part of it for me is that the fact that they state it's a Baptist ministry. That's, I think, the thing for me is that it's a Baptist, it's a religious organised group, and that's the issue that I have. So anyway, it's just something I discovered. So it's just, yeah, very, very interesting that there's all of that. But I tried to find out whether I couldn't get the information that was required to be able to confirm or deny it. So, as I said, I just put it out there. You make up your own mind about it. So, what are your thoughts on what we've seen tonight? So we've looked at polygamy occurs. Polygamists are mainly in Muslim countries. We've discovered a lot of them are Muslim countries. So if she wants to bring down polygamy, good luck. Is what I've got to say to that. Oh, yes, that's right. I wanted to show you this because this is her comment section. This is what I wanted to show you. This is her comment section. The other point about that is that, you know, she's got to be careful about making sure that every organization that she helps is above board as well, because she can't be poking fun at everything, you know, if there's stuff like that out. So this is, she said, you put me in timeout. I'm one of your biggest advocates and spoke out about down the rabbit hole at bedtime. Blocked her on YouTube. I meant slanderous of the Browns to lie about people on the show. I hope this is corrected. Remember, she put slanderous. And she got back. She said, I'm putting you in timeout. Remember, Katie put her in timeout? Or this is the woman she put out. She put one of her biggest fans in timeout. And she's pinned it. Oh, sorry, Rosalind. Thank you very much for clarifying. Please accept my apologies. I am so sorry. It's okay. Not going to lie. It did hurt my delicate sensibilities for a couple of minutes. Regardless, I support your platform and the information to bring light to. I'm sorry, honey. I will do better in future. Thank you for your unwavering support and accepting my apology. I'll pin this to the top so that people will see I made a huge mistake and I'm sorry. And then people are going, oh, that's so nice of you. Such a wonderful person, blah, 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 blah. Katie, extremely knowledgeable, especially as to this religion. For those who say Katie is wrong, she proved it by showing us her own written words in those awful videos tonight. The truth may hurt, but it's still the truth. I applaud Katie's hard work and dedication to let the truth be known. In all fairness, I've read a lot of triggered commentators who sound very sick in defense of polygamy. I didn't know how Katie keeps calm reading some of these sick commentators. In a busy chat, I suspect a few wrong interpretations there. I'm glad you clarified the difference in LDS and mainstream Christianity. How can they maintain their 501 being closed? Report them, of course. The belief of the LDS Church is polygamy is a teaching from the prophet, but they have been commanded to follow the law of the land. They feel that this is temporary and that they will be polygamists in the afterlife and hope they will be during their lives here on earth. They are hoping the law will change, says that person. How can one read the pamphlet you displayed? It says, the way the wife talked, it's like life and soul has been sucked out of her. And she says, trying to be happy but not cry. These women are miserable. Yes, shout out to Doris. I love that show, Polygamy. What love is this? And then she said, it's so good. I enjoy learning this information. However, during a 2-hour video, it's hard for me. So sorry I can't get to the end. I know many Mormon families, however, they weren't in these plural marriages, she says. And so these, I'm just going through all the ones she's replied to. I can't open it up. Well, that was great live. I have good friends at LDS. I have zero knowledge that the attendance is still on the website. Thank you. So if men want to continue having sex, they must marry progressively younger women of childbearing age And women after a certain age can no longer have intimacy. How will they enforce that? They can't enforce it, but older wives are abandoned, apparently. Someone did a thanks. Katie, you mentioned we need to remember Mary grew up in this. Now you're throwing them under a bus. Give them some time to deprogram. I don't see Cody going back on anything he has done. Hold men responsible too. Trying to navigate their new lives. Have some grace, please. Otherwise, you sound like as kooky as they did in the cult. Perhaps get off the 2-hour live stream and tend to your screaming kids, someone said. So somebody called out the fact that she should be dealing with a kid. And there's 10 replies to that. You are rude. Everyone's saying you're rude. If I'm not mistaken, he's 12, autistic, and her husband is him. She's helping support their family. Don't judge. And then someone says, there are so many things I'd say in response to this very predictable and ignorant comments you're leaving here. However, Katie encourages followers of hers. See, followers, Katie Cole, her followers to be kind and not attack each other. No, I haven't seen Big Love, no. So have a lovely day from Brandy from Texas, and give my regards to Joseph Smith. That wasn't very nice. I'm sure her husband can handle parenting better than you. Kids make noise, but I'm sure her husband can handle it. Dad's parent as well. So I didn't hear any kids. So there you go. That's some of her comments there. So anyway, I'm going to call it a night. I've got a big day tomorrow. I've got a big week tomorrow. Big week starting this week. Big days. So I need to oops, I've disappeared temporarily. Where am I? Oops, I'm here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to head off now, but thank you for watching. So yeah, it's been an interesting thing. So she's what she tells us about the LDS next week, I guess. But I think she needs to brush up on her little Old Testament history, I think. So anyway, all right. So look, if you haven't already, if you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button. Look, I might be able to be on tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I had a bit of a bad day today, so hopefully tomorrow will be better. But I'll catch you all next